Hello internet. Welcome back to Audio Serial and how do you stuff. Yeah, so Halloween's coming up soon and most of you at school may have like school ghosts and rumors and well, my class is very superstitious, which is why we have ghosts such as the ghost of Loreto, which apparently has a special romantic interest in me according to my friend. And you also have the ghost that stays 247 in the toilet for some reason, according to this second grader last year. Actually, no, that was 2 years ago. And you also have Charlie, who is this random ghost that everyone has a crush on for some reason. And my best friend swears that he possessed him at some point. Sorry, that like the ghost possessed her. Sorry, but we'll be. But since Halloween is all about ghosts and all, we'll be. Oh goodness, we'll be talking about myths. Yep, entirely myths. Oh god, this is so awkward. I did. So the first one is the toilet ghost, which happened in 2023 when the Bulbul Scouts like there's this scout club in in my school called the Bulbuls, which is from first grade to fifth grade. Then you advance to guides when you're in middle school, and I was a Bulbul. Yeah, I'm an ex Bulbul right now because I quit because I lost my belt and a bunch of other important stuff, which is why the scout guides were furious with me. Anyways, for the camp, wait, yeah, we were having a camp on the last day of school before it closed for winter break, and yeah, and the guides called us over to the small hall where they explained us how the camp where they explained to us how the camp would work. And apparently our head guide, who was also a dance teacher for some reason, she one of the second graders told her that this girl whose name is very hard to remember, so for some absolute unknown reason, that girl was not going to the Bulbul camp. She was jealous for no reason at all. What a brat. So, oh god. So she told her entire class, both the sections, that there's a ghost in the toilet, in the washrooms, because that usually roams around in the washrooms upstairs, because the upstairs washroom is near the Bengali room, and we were supposed to sleep there. So a bunch of kids were begging their parents to drop out. No, like literally, not just out of camp, out of Bulbul entirely for some reason. So, so poor Mrs. Bakchi had to deal with that stuff. But yeah, she was furious with the girl. She called her over to the front of the class, screamed at her in front of everybody. Me and the other girls of class 3 started laughing a lot. So yeah, lesson learned. Don't don't lie about a ghost being in the washroom. Even though I mean I do like to think that there is actually a ghost in the washroom for sport and all, but the poor. On the poor second graders, I feel bad for them. The children got traumatized that year because I swear they were so convinced that even after the guides telling them that there was no ghost in the washroom, they still didn't, and most of them still didn't end up going. Oh, and speaking of the Bulbul scam, I'll make a video about that soon. Anyways, next up we have Charlie, who apparently, like I told you before, possessed my best friend. I don't know anything about this, like how or why he possessed her. I just know from my best friend Ratrika that she tried to summon him in her room when she was 5, and apparently he possessed her. And speaking of Ratrika, if you're seeing this, please don't kill me because I gave your secret away. I need to live to publish my book. Anyways, um, yeah. My classmates believe. Wait, not just my classmates, like the higher classes. Basically, most of the school believes that there's this ghost called Charlie, who like you can what do you call this? You can summon Charlie, but there's also very different and weird ways of summoning Charlie. For example, one way of summoning him is to take a random book, most preferably a red book. This is what me and my friends did last year whenever there wasn't any chapter 1 in class or teacher or whatever. So we'd take a red book, even if it was slightly red, it would work. And we'd chant Charlie, Charlie, are you there? Like basically yes or no questions, which but yeah, you always have to ask Charlie yes or no questions unless you're using the red book, because sometimes Charlie can give answers to questions that aren't yes or no questions if you're using that method. Some other methods are putting a pencil on a piece of paper, one side being no, one side being yes. That's a yes or no method. And you also have putting a pencil or any object that spins between two bottles. Bro, why isn't this charging? Oh man, I hate this. No. Well, yep. So I think something's wrong with my charger. Oh well, I'm taking it off. So yeah, but my friend Ayat had a story for me when she was explaining the rules to me. So basically, not last year, like this happened in 2023 too. So she and her friends were trying to summon Charlie. My best friend was there. My best friend Adia was there too. So they were using the good old paper trick. No, it wasn't the paper trick. They were using the book. But yeah, as soon as I had started to ask the first question, bro, how do people draw with fingers? I hate this. But yeah, as soon as she finished asking the first question, Charlie, Charlie, are you there? So the table, for some reason, started shaking a lot. Adia, who is a complete idiot, started crying, and then I had found this random paper on the ground which said, "You're going to be dead soon." And then they told the class teacher about this, and then the class teacher started freaking out too. So basically, they were going to get killed or something. I have no idea. She may have just made that up because, like I said, my friends are all complete idiots. You can never trust one of them. And yeah, that's Charlie for you. Okay, the next myth we have is the ghost of Loreto, which is this girl who apparently killed herself for some reason. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. Hey, wait, what's this? Ah, it's the ugly one. It's the ugly previous sketch I did. Anyways, so this is the story that my close friend Alicia told me, where there was this girl at Loreto who was very sad because apparently her parents were abusive and neglective. The teachers hated her, she had no friends. A very typical sob story. So yeah, she we have this like literacy center at the top of our school, which is like on the roof of the two buildings, the junior building and the senior building. And basically it's to provide shelter for homeless kids, and they get free education and free food from the school, free nourishment. And every year we're asked to donate stuff to them, like old school books. Oh god, how do I fix it? Anyways, so yeah, she jumped off from the top of the literacy center and fell down with a very sickening smack at the basketball court in front of the senior section building. And her body was found later, and everyone was devastated, blah blah blah. And apparently she was a vengeful spirit, so she still lives on in the school, trying to take have revenge on poor unsuspecting students. And according to Alicia's friend Srijita, who is also a fanatic for ghosts and myths and all, so yeah, she told me that the ghost has an obsession with me, and whenever and for the entire year. And for some reason, all of these stories happened either like last year or in third grade. There hasn't been any supernatural stuff in 2025, unfortunately. But yeah, so yeah, Srijita told me that the ghost was obsessed with me, and she always and whenever she saw me, she would like be like, "Oh, look, there's a ghost behind you." And I'm like, "How do you even see ghosts?" She never told me how she saw them. Seriously, she makes a better lies than that. Anyways, um she also told me that she could hear this wailing noise whenever she put her ear to a, a desk in the back of the class, and she would be like, "Oh my goodness, it's telling me something. Oh my goodness, it wants you dead." Like that, she overused that. Oh, and I just remembered this, but no, not last year, this year, um, she I was looking for my friend in class during break, and Srijita came up to me, brought me to her desk, and she was like, "I can hear something. It's the ghost of Loreto House again. She she wants to meet you." So yeah, and I have to deal with all that now. Oh, you also have the ghost of. Do you really call it a ghost of something? I don't know, but I do remember people telling me that there was this ghost that roamed the school premises after everyone went away, like after night fell and all. So yeah, during the Bulbul camp, one of the teachers tried to break into the class we were sleeping in from from the corridor, from one of the corridor ventilators. ventilating door thingies. So everyone thought it was the ghost that came after sundown. So yeah, we had that. Oh, and I just remembered, like my tuition teacher told me about um the story she heard in the news about Loreto House after I told her about the ghost of Loreto, which is about this girl who hanged herself on school premises. So, I think those two stories might be connected, like the story in the news and Alicia's story. So, yeah, I'll do some research about that. But yeah, that's all I have. That's all the stories I have. Oh, and here's some other background info on Charlie because I'm cooked anyways. If if Aratrika does find out that I made a video about her personal demons, so Aratrika claims that Charlie has two brothers. Okay, I'm going to and cringe alert. The names are Garly and Marley. Yeah, I swear. That's their actual names. I even wrote an article about it for some reason. But yeah, apparently Garly died at childbirth, and Marley bullied Charlie to death. But yeah, for a solid year, which was last year, I pretended that I was possessed by Marley and started spitting and coughing randomly whenever we tried to invoke Charlie. Okay, and Aratrika has this power of clapping her hands together and calling Charlie from within her or something whenever she wanted. So whenever I annoyed her, she was like, "You want me to call Charlie?" And she would just clap her hands together and then look at me with narrowed eyes and act like she was a different person. And then she would start kicking me. So yep, yep. I hate this legend just because it gave Aratrika an excuse to kick kick the soul out of me. And I don't know what happened to this, but it looks worse than before. Well, yeah, I think that's all I have for today because, like, myths are dying out, people, especially in my school. Like, no one ever talks about Charlie again, which is why I just introduced my friend Anushka to it a few days ago, and we're hooked now. So we've been occasionally summoning the almighty power of charcoal, which is my nickname for him, just to take off Aratrika. And we have not been using a red book, which is why the answers were very shady, very uncomfortable. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. So subscribe and make sure to share this video to spread the good word about charcoal and garlic bread and marmalade. And Arashriga knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, if any of you know a person named Aratrika who's very short and very short tempered and who likes eating human flesh for some reason, please don't send this to her. You can send this to anyone you want except her. So yeah, bye. I'm going into hiding after this because this was a very horrible idea. I don't think I'm going to post this